Welcome back to the Laurence McKenna channel. A 2-0 win away from home is exactly what you want against Brighton. And I think BT Sport was saying at the end of the game, you're playing a team that doesn't necessarily have the top of the league to play for or the bottom of the league to worry about. And I think Liverpool made that quite clear today, that there was something they were going for and they were just going to move through the gears. There were a lot of phases in this game and I want to talk about those. Early on, I think it's always key that Liverpool break down the morale of the opposition, and when that team come out and hit you hard, you need to show that you've got Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, and in the middle there Matip as well with them. And that's a solid unit, and making it really hard to get by those guys is quite a unique battle, I think, for any Premier League forward. So when those guys see there's physicality, there's height, there's a lot of balls being cut out, they know they need to make the most of those chances in that moment. I imagine that's quite a demoralising thing to see. And Liverpool need to get through that early period when I think Brighton had 58% possession, Liverpool had 42%. And once they got through that, it was about Liverpool moving through phases of the game. You see someone else switch sides. There's so many different morphing elements of this team that at different points they try different things. You saw Diaz going through just off one wing on one side with Mo Salah, like sort of switching a little bit deeper to get back. It's quite clear that players know when this guy's here, I need to be here. When this guy's here, I need to be here. And there's so much fluidity between all these players, which is what led to the first goal, which is what led to Joel Matip's ball over the top, a really easy ball and a really easy run, frankly. And, it was a difficult finish because he had to get his head on the ball before the goalkeeper got to him. I think then you see the goalkeeper's got his leg up at that point. So he's not pulling out, he's just getting his head in there, bang. And it's actually a really nice finish. And I've compared a lot of his play, not because he's South American, but because I think you can see, he's sort of a similar, I don't want to even say build, I just think kind of gait to Luis Suarez. And he's willing to get in there, put his body on the line and do something serious for the team. And to be honest, it's really satisfying to watch. I like that there's a different diversity to this front line right now, and that they can switch things up by bringing on a Jota. If Mo Salah gets injured, there's a bit of a change. But apart from that, I actually thought Liverpool had quite a lot of control in the game. I often really don't understand why people are criticising this high line so much when it's been found to be so effective so continually. I think the people who are way more likely to exploit it are the people with pace, the people who can afford to have a lot of runners, and the people who can afford to get a bit more control and push Liverpool back a little bit. Just have people running into the different channels and see which one beats Liverpool. But I think these players are intelligent enough, smart enough to know that whilst that might seem like a threat to the outside, there's a reason Jurgen Klopp trusts it, and there's a reason that he just lets people keep doing it. Now let's talk about Mo Salah, because I made another video early on, by all means go and watch that, where I was talking about either his want for more from the club in terms of his contract, or his want to leave and move on and do other things, knowing that he's advertising himself as the guy who wants this, this and this. Now, I think, Fabrizio Romano put out a few tweets today, and, I like Fabrizio. I think he's a really great guy in terms of bringing profile and whatever you want to the scene. But there's also some elements where I feel a little bit like he says, this is an exclusive, and I don't really see what's exclusive about it. I don't really see what extra information he's adding. It seems like someone is briefing, but I'm not quite sure who. And obviously both sides during contract negotiations are going to leak things to different people. He says, Mo Salah has shown a lot of professionalism in this time. Yeah, the guy's still got a job to do. The guy's still got, things that he needs to be getting on with whilst also looking for a new contract. And I get it. They want that narrative of he's going to be demoralised. He's not going to be happy about the contract situation he's in on 180 grand a week or whatever it is. But I don't really buy that. I do think Mo Salah is a professional, and I don't think that's something to laud people for at this point. If someone's unhappy at a club, I get it. There are elements that you want to try and change about that. And we want to keep him happy because he is a big star, but there should be so much that he's already happy about. And people are making the point of, well, how would you be happy if the kickoff got better and you didn't get more money? Well, sometimes that's business, is the way that things just get better and you get residual benefits from that. What he's asking for in his new contract is image rights, a much higher fee, and Liverpool are going to be looking at those numbers and saying, we want to make it incentive based. We want to make it whatever it is. So you perform for whatever amount of time it is, because we need to know that as you get older, you're going to be able to maintain those high levels. I'm not saying I'm necessarily on Liverpool's side here. There's even people in the comments there making great points about if it's better for the team and Mo Salah does move on, we've got really happy memories with him. He's got memories at a really good club, and he'll always be a Liverpool legend. Of course we'd like him to stay. Of course we want to see the best out of all of our players, and we want to see them being happy people as well. But if you want more money than, is affordable, I think I'd struggle to see how Liverpool can match that, especially if There's a possibility of Salah and Mane leaving. The biggest possibility could be one leaving this summer, the next leaving next summer. There's a few people already kind of floating that idea. If it's a plan, it's a plan. And I'm sure that Liverpool are already looking at other people like Nkunku, and there's a couple of other young guys they're looking at, which I'll go through in another video very soon. I'm sure there are a lot of people in Europe who would say, yeah, he'll fit Liverpool's profile. And the fact then that I go back to Liverpool's first goal scorer, Luis Diaz, who fit the profile so well, who Liverpool went, got, and are now playing very regularly, meaning that people like Mane can move more centrally, possibly pleasing him more, meaning that people like Mo Salah have got a danger on the other wing that maybe they didn't feel was the same kind of danger before. It shows, it's kind of a warning to anyone who wants to leave the club. We have profiles that fit this. And I get there's going to be different bedding in times. You know, you've also seen Naby Keita, who's taken much longer to bed in. You've seen other people who've come over like Thiago and have had injury issues. That's not a criticism of them. That is just the way they play. So to see Mo Salah then playing so well at this point is really satisfying. I think he knows he's on for Golden Boot. He's now got Kenny Dalglish's record against, equaled Kenny Dalglish's record against Brighton in terms of the most goals. He's well ahead of anyone else for the Golden Boot. And by the way, those two people are Liverpool players, right now at least. And Liverpool are keeping up this pressure. I like that Mo Salah went out there, and I think there's a little bit of ego in this Liverpool team. They do go for a goal when sometimes it's possible to slip people in, but that will be managers' instructions. Go for this from here. Go and do this from this place. This isn't just these guys just making random decisions out there. So it's quite satisfying to see that the side performing really well at the moment, just sort of very much going through the gears, not like going out there and trying to just blaze people off the park. And I get it. It might come down to goal difference at the end of the season. Liverpool are just about there. You saw the table at the start of the video. This isn't just about, get out there and get as many goals as possible. They're now managing games. They're bringing in the likes of Thiago on for Keita. They're bringing, the likes of Jota in for Mane. They're trying to manage time with these players and make sure these guys can make it to the end of the season. Salah had to come off today, and I'm sure that'll be frustrating for him because I actually thought he had quite a good game. And I really love that combination of Henderson, Trent, and Salah out there. I think it plays so well. I think it adds a really good element to that side. I can't wait to see Harvey Elliott try and fit into that as well with his movement. He doesn't have the same pace as a Salah, so I don't think he'll play that further forward. I think he'll always be in that Henderson role, and I don't really see him as part of that front line in the immediacy anyway. And we've seen other people try and play that, and I never think it's really worked. Liverpool have got a profile for someone out there, so that's fine. And then of course, I think another clean sheet for Liverpool is just incredibly satisfying. This keeps the pressure up, if you like, on City now. And I think that's the key here. Keep that pressure up on Man City. Show that you're just winning game after game, and it keeps pressure on them. They play Crystal Palace on Monday evening. And again, that's kind of a weird night of the week to play. There's a bit of pressure on those guys. Liverpool then play midweek after that, and it feels like then Liverpool are making up those games, and they're trying to stay level on games for them seems really key to me. So I'm really happy with the performance. I genuinely think Luis Diaz was the man of the match today, or Luis Diaz, if you're English. He was great. I love him as an outlet. I think he's really exciting. I think there's lots of aspects of his game that he can work on, but you can already see that Liverpool are working on those aspects. And I love watching Joel Matip play. I think Joel Matip is an iconic Liverpool player. I think he's genuinely someone that will go down as a very fondly remembered player, not only because he won things at Liverpool, but also because we really enjoy watching a centre-back go on these little runs, play these balls. And it's not just about, hey, we've got one guy and here's the B-side. There are equally capable centre-backs there. Virgil van Dijk's one of the best, greatest players of all time. So, I know it's difficult to match him, but equally capable in terms of ball playing, equally capable in terms of working out the structure of the side and where they need to be. Jurgen Klopp's got this team in a certain position now where they lost earlier in the week. I'm sure that was a difficult, annoying situation. And you can sort of see it was the right kind of loss for Liverpool. Very satisfying. Some people will be saying, Liverpool need to win by more, or they need to show they can get in their stride. I think that will come in the next round of the Champions League against Man City and against the other top teams in the Premier League. There will be tests when they play teams like Newcastle, want to go and impose themselves, want to show we are aspiring here. This is the reason players should come to us during the summer. So, of course, there are going to be massive tests later this season, but this is exactly how you wanted to play Brighton. Personally, I feel the penalty was a little harsh. I don't know about you guys. Let me know. And I will see you guys for another match review later on today. Let me know about what you thought about the penalty. Let me know your man of the match. And let me know what you would do about Mo Salah. There's that other video if you want to go let me know your thoughts over there. I'm doing a comments video later this week. I will be replying to comments. See you guys later on. Enjoy the football. And more than anything, keep going for this Liverpool title. We need one more Premier League title. Just one more in this period and I'll be thrilled. See you guys in a while. Much love. Bye.